Now, what Netanyahu essentially told the United Nations is they are worthless and weak, and he wants the UN to stay out of the way. Israel will handle these situations that they created. In other words, Netanyahu is showing leadership on the world stage. The question is, what will be the response of the Iranian regime? Joining me now from the OANN newsroom, human rights activist who is originally from Iran, now head of Live Up to Freedom, Anni Cyrus. Annie, the Ayatollah obviously in Iran listening to that speech from Benjamin Netanyahu, and God only knows what his response is going to be. But the bottom line is Iran eventually is going to get the bomb and probably would use it. You agree?
I would absolutely agree. This is not a plan that started yesterday. This is a plan that Ayatollah Khomeini started 37 years ago, and they're not about to give it up.
So how does this end, do you think? Is Israel going to have some sort of preemptive strike?
Well, I'm more of a peaceful type of person. However, unfortunately, when it comes to Islamic Republic of Iran's regime, he is absolutely right. We need to push back. And it's not just Israel that needs to push back. We do have to get united. European countries, American countries, North America, all the countries, they need to unite. The first thing is put all the sanctions back in place. The second thing is you have to make serious steps toward the regime, come up with better laws against them. So if they try to move forward, there will be a retaliation, not just from Israel, but the united countries behind Israel.
So, in other words, essentially tear up the agreement that Barack Obama hammered out with the Iranian regime. You've got to go back and put the sanctions back in place and get tough with Iran again.
Well, absolutely. But however, the money that was handed to Iran cannot be taken back.
Right.
And that on its own was a power that we cannot stop anytime soon. That money is going to get them faster than we can imagine to where they need to be with that nuclear bomb they supposedly not working on, but we all know they do.
And now there's word that Mahmoud Ahmadinejad might try and run for re-election again and be president. Does that radicalize the country even more? Does that work hand in glove with the Ayatollah?
Oh, absolutely. And that's exactly the reason. It's not that he wants to rerun, it's that he has to. He's been ordered by Khamenei, the supreme leader, because they need to get control of the people inside Iran to continue doing what they need to do. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he will be re-elected.
And your story, your personal story, is one of abuse when you lived in Iran, then escape. So what is your message now? Are you an American citizen now?
Yes, I am.
What is your message now through your organization to the people of America?
Well, the number one message is what we need to realize is as much as we like to love everyone, and we do, we need to realize there's a separation of government and the people of the country. Me, myself, I'm an American Iranian person, and I love all Iranians. However, we need to stand up when it comes to the regime of Iran. And the main part of it is the Islamic laws that comes with the regime. Now, not only we're not standing up to them, we're also opening the doors for them to come into our country, which is the best country when it comes to freedom and constitution. So my message always is, please try to get educated on what we're getting ourselves into. And then as we, the people, stand up and demand better solutions to the problem.
For example, we talk on this program repeatedly that Islam is not just a religion, it is an ideology. It is a way of life. So in your opinion, as an American and as we look at our Constitution, does Islam deserve First Amendment protection? Because if you really practice Islam and Sharia law, it is completely counter to the United States Constitution.
Well, basically, Islam cannot coexist with anything, not just our Constitution, anything. Because Islam is about dictating every step of every day of your life. So not only I agree with the fact that the First Amendment should not apply to Islam, I also believe that we should focus more on the ideology part of it than the religion part of it.
I think that listening to folks like you would help our federal government and, for that matter, our law enforcement, because we have to do something differently in this country. The way we are dealing with radical Islam right now is clearly not working. Annie, thank you.